Hi there, this is Ranjit and I have this Honor 7 with me, and in this video we'll be doing the unboxing. And here it just specifies some of the specs, and this is the Huawei Honor 7, the flagship by Honor, and it has some pretty impressive specs, and it is having its own SoC. That's the Kirin 935 chipset, which is a octa-core. I'll talk about the specs later. So this is the handset itself, and as you can see, it's very sleek to look at. We'll come back to the handset a bit later. Let's see what else do we get in the box. And we have a booklet over here, and we also have the SIM ejector tool. So let me take that out, and let's look at what else do we get. We get some IMEI numbers and some documentation. Very Spartan, I would say, almost nothing. So let me keep this thing to the side, and we have two other boxes. So let's see, and we have the power adapter, which is a normal 5 volt 2 amp power brick, but this device does support quick chargings. But if you want quick charging, you have to buy the quick charger separately. And this should have been the USB cable that is missing. This is a review unit, so that was missing, but we should also have a USB cable, so it was missing on my review unit. Anyways, let's keep these things to the side and let's look at the handset itself. And this is the handset itself, and as you can see, it sports a 5.2-inch IPS grade screen. And let me just power it on, and it's a 1080p panel that we get, and we have the power button over here. By the time it actually boots, let me give you a physical overview. We have the IR blaster, so that's a nice thing. You can control devices like televisions, etc. 3.5mm headphone jack, secondary noise cancellation microphone, and we have the volume rocker and the power button, which actually looks really cool. Here we have the vents for the speaker, micro USB slot that'll be used for charging this device. And on this end, we also have extra key. We have to check if this key is customizable, and this is our SIM tray. Let me just pop that, and it started to boot. And as you can see, we can add our micro SD card and our SIM card over here. So let me actually now quickly just set this up, and then we'll continue. And regarding Wi-Fi, it does support both the 2.4 as well as the 5 GHz Wi-Fi band. So let me just set this up and we'll continue. And we also have a fingerprint ID, and we can set that up. I'll just skip that for now. And out of the box, it comes with Android Lollipop, and it also has the voice wake up command. We'll just skip this for the time being, and this should be done. And it runs a custom UI known as Emotion UI. Though it's running Android Lollipop, that is the custom UI that we get. And as you can see, we have notifications, and we have the auto brightness sensor. So again, like most of these Chinese vendors, we don't have an app tray, so all the icons would be over here. And let's look at the Android version that we get out of the box. And if we go to shortcuts, settings, and let it load, okay. And if we go to about the device, and as you can see, it runs on the Emotion UI 3.1, and it is running on the Android version that is 5.0.2, which is Lollipop. And as you can see, it runs on a custom SoC. That's the HiSilicon Kirin 935, which is actually an octa-core processor, and it comes with 3 GB of RAM. And regarding the internal storage, it comes with 16 GB, and out of that we get 9.64 GB of space that is available to us. We can also add a micro SD card, as I have mentioned. So it looks like so these are the Google apps. So we have folder support, and we have quite a bit of apps that are actually pre-installed. We also have FM radios, so that option is there. And as you can see, quite a bit of apps that are pre-installed. We also have a file manager that is pre-installed, so that's nice. And so there is a little bit of bloatware that is actually pre-installed on the device, and looks responsive. And before we continue, let me give you a configuration overview. This Honor 7 is powered by the octa-core Kirin 935 chipset, which is actually a 8-core processor divided into 2 quad cores. The first powerful one is clocked at 2.2 GHz, and that is based on the ARM Cortex A53, and the other quad core is clocked at 1.5 GHz. That is also based on the ARM Cortex A53. So it's 64-bit enabled. It has 3 GB of RAM. Regarding the GPU, it has the Mali T628 GPU, 16 GB of internal storage, micro SD card support. It has a 5.2-inch 1080p screen, and it runs custom UI known as the Emotion UI. Moving towards the camera, it has a 20 megapixel rear facing camera and an 8 megapixel front facing camera. We also have this fingerprint sensor. The battery is actually sealed inside, which is a 3100 milliamp hour battery, and this product is sold in India via Flipkart for 23,000. So the configuration actually looks really good, but I need to test how well this chipset handles games and stuff. That'll be interesting to see. And let's actually, as we are connected, let's fire up the Chrome web browser, and let me just accept this. No thanks. Okay, got it. So this is the stock keyboard that we get, and let's go to techmeme.com, and it should go to the mobile version. As you can see, let's force it to the desktop variant, and it loaded it fine. And regarding the screen, I would say the screen quality is good. As you can see, if we even tilt, it is good. And this is the multitasking tree. Again, as you can see, let's flick up. It says to clear all the apps. So if we clear all the apps, we get 2.1 gigabyte of space, memory free. Out of that, 3 gigabytes. So that is interesting. And let's do one thing. Let's also quickly look at the camera. They say it's a 20 megapixel rear facing camera, and looks like we also have a front facing flash with the camera. I'll just cancel this location services. So let me bring some objects. As you can see, I'm tilting the phone to extreme angles. Then also, because it's IPS grade screen, you can see stuff. And we have the tap to focus. And actually, Honor claims that the fingerprint scanner on this is really fast. And it can also double up as other gestures. We can customize that one. So we took a bunch of snaps, and let's look at the settings. So we have a lot of modes. So I'll test all this when I do my full review. But let's look at the pictures that we took. Initial impressions, the pictures look to be, this came out blurry. So you have to have stable hands, otherwise the pictures can come out to be blurry. But again, as you can see, this pic came out good. And the fingerprint scanner is supposed to be actually really well implemented on this one. The Honor team was touting a lot about this fingerprint ID, and we can actually enable some gestures with this one. For example, let's say if you want the back to home, you can just hold it, or if you just swipe it up, you can actually customize this. And if you go to the fingerprint, I have to just set this up. So I'll do all these things later on, and in my full review I will test out all these features and let you guys know how is the performance. If you have any specific questions around this Honor 7, do post them in the YouTube comments, and I'll try to include them in my review. And if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video.